Hey everybody, Wandering Pastor out here again in the woods of Michigan on a nice cloudy summer day with a thought for you. Today is July 1st, 2022, and I'm wondering how you doing? How you doing in your life over the past year? Just, now 6 full months ago, we were at December 31st, 2021. And we were thinking, as many do on December 1st and January 1st, that, boy, the last year has been a rough one. The next year, I want to make these changes. I want to do things differently. What did you think about? You think about exercise goals like many people do? You think about financial goals many people do? How are you doing on those? Did you forget about them? Have you made progress? I hope so, because it's important stuff. But what else? Are there other things that you've forgotten about, maybe goals that you had? I hope that one of the things that you have learned or maybe been challenged on is spiritual goals. One of my points of this whole wandering pastor thing is to encourage you to think about spiritual things as every day, not just as a Sunday thing, not just as the end of life thing, but to think about spiritual things as part of your everyday life, because that matters. If you approach life with a spiritual goal, a goal to know God and to love God and to glorify God, it changes what you do. It changes how you do it. It changes how you think about things, how you interact with the world around you, how you respond to crises and things of that nature. So I really want to encourage you, or to ask you to take an honest look. How are you doing? It's been a year. It's been almost a half a year. You've got another half a year until you'll reach December 31st, New Year's Eve, and January 1st of 2023, if we're all still around at that time, and you'll have to make the same kind of decisions. So what are you doing? How are you doing with that? Psalm 90 verse 12, there's a lot of bugs out here, sorry. Psalm 90 verse 12 says, "Teach us to number our days that we might gain a heart of wisdom." In other words, teach us to realize that our days are numbered. We don't live forever in this life. And so help us to use our time wisely, to use our days wisely. How are you doing in that? If you set spiritual goals for yourself for this year, have you prioritized them? Have you made time for the Lord in your life on a daily basis? If you haven't before now, I just want to take a moment to say, man, this is the time to start up again. This is the time to think about, okay, so what can I do? How can I do it? What can I change so that I can make time for the Lord again, that I can make prayer a priority, like we talked about at the beginning of the year, that I can make time in the Word a priority, that I can make my spiritual relationship with God a priority in my family. How can you do that? Are there things that you could have done over the past 6 months that you forgot? This is your reminder. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but it seems to me that the days are getting darker in this world. There's getting more cynicism, more power struggle, more evil is happening in more places. And it's happening to innocent people. The truth is, we don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know who holds tomorrow, and that is the Lord our God. We don't know what our future holds, but we know that Jesus wants to walk with us there into, as we've said before many times, fullness of life. The full life that he wants to give us is the best life there is. And so we know that our best opportunity is to follow him. And so have you remembered that? Have you forgotten it? If you've forgotten over the last 6 months, if you set some goals, spiritual goals or others, I just want to encourage you, start again. There's no shame in admitting that, oh man, I got out of the habit, or maybe I started off well, but then I forgot. There's no shame in admitting that, and instead saying, I'm going now. This summer, I'm going to make it a priority to go for my goals. I'm going to make it a priority to take that morning time in the Word of God. I'm going to make it a priority to spend some time in prayer every day. You can do it. I know you can. All of us can. If I can learn to do it, anybody can learn to do it. And so I want to encourage you, make the rest of the year something where you actually do meet your goals, and you do make improvements, and you do take steps forward in your life to be more healthy in a variety of ways, among them spiritually. I hope that the second half of 2022 is several months of growth and change in the Lord, and that you get closer to Jesus than you've ever been. And I guarantee you, you will be happy that you did. You'll be very glad that you made that priority, because Jesus gives us life to the full. Okay? Wandering Pastor saying, peace.